Good morning, this is Breakfast with Charlie State and Louise Minchin.
Absolute bedlam, how one aid agency has described the devastation caused by Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines. Good morning, it's Monday the 11th of November.
Also this morning.
Good morning, first our main story. Rescuers are struggling to get tents, food and medicines.
Why does that light up?
So our trade...
What's potentially so exciting about this is the idea of it being preemptive. You said you were working with someone who had previously had a heart attack.
That's right.
So how could you possibly preempt someone who might be liable to have a heart attack?
Yeah. So the first bit of
What happened to them? Or can you not say?
well, they've only...
You see that, what, you treat them differently, do you?
I think so. I mean,
It's often when we talk about advances in medicine, it comes down to money sometimes, doesn't it? Is this an expense? You know, you're talking about rolling it out to anyone who possibly could be in danger of having a heart attack. Is it expensive? Could it be something that everyone could access?
yeah, I think that's an important point.
Fascinating, Mark Dweck. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Time now, 16 minutes past 7. You're watching Breakfast from BBC News. A reminder of our main stories this morning.
Very shortly in the next half hour on the programme.
Look forward to it. Dom, thank you.
7:22 the time. When Chinese tourists flood into Cambridge, it's easy to assume it's because of the architecture or the history. But in fact, many are there to pay homage to the 20th century poet Xu Zhumua.
Yes, little known in Britain, his poem Saying Goodbye to Cambridge Again is taught in every single primary school in China, as Mike Cartwright has been finding out. It may be detention sheets, but I bet they're worth a lot of money.
Carol will be here with the weather in a few minutes' time, and we'll be talking to the boss of Flybe just before 8 as well.
In the meantime, let's talk to Sally about the sport.
Morning. I don't know if you remember, Robin van Persie did score against his old club Arsenal last season, didn't celebrate. Yeah.
Isn't it what sports people eat?
They're all eating healthily. They need to keep their weights down. It's very closely monitored, I can tell you.
Sally, thank you very much. Very relevant to our next discussion as well.
Yes, making sure your child is healthy is a top priority for any parent, but how do you know if they're getting the right amount of food and exercise? And as a mum or dad, what is the right portion size to give your son or daughter? The way this was written up in the paper, and you're very open about this, about the trip you went on, it was written up very much to do with weight, but what you seem to be suggesting is that it was to do with quite a lot to do with sort of mindset and attitude more generally.
Yeah.
It would be excessive and therefore obviously not necessary at all.
Do you think that, I mean, you're from a military background, aren't you?
That's right, yeah, I was in the Royal Marines.
Do you think we've... that would be sort of from the more hardcore sort of end of address...
Too much choice,
One of the
definitely.
problems.